Welcome back to Day 2 of Week 2 of the Gamehouse Overwatch League recaps for Stage 2. Let's get down to business. The first match of the night was between the Florida Mayhem and the London Spitfire. The night started on Volskaya, and both teams came out aggressively. The Mayhem were able to finish their attack run fairly swiftly, thanks to some great plays from Tavicku. The Spitfire were able to match that performance, however, and the teams had to go one more round. The Mayhem pulled ahead victoriously and took map 1.
They could take this and get the lead 1-0. Exactly what happens. Florida Mayhem have done it.
Map 2 was Control, and with it we saw a lot of back and forth, demonstrating the highly fueled performances of both teams. The Spitfire managed to become king of the hill for both points A and B.
Oh, y'all, with the boosters, and London Spitfire will succeed in tying it up 1-1 going into halftime.
Mayhem demonstrating valiant attempts at holding the point. With this, the Spitfire tied up the game 1-1. Kings Row saw a decisive turnaround in the match. So far, both teams have been putting up great performances on both offense and defense, but map 3 put an end to that. The Mayhem had a disastrous attack run, only managing to grab one tick of point A. Because of this, the Spitfire were able to grab map 3 and take the lead in the series. Route 66 needed to see the win from the Mayhem if they wanted a chance of coming back. They managed to grab points 1 and 2, but were held short of point 3.
Will fall, and that is where the cart will rest.
Spitfire managed to grab the first 2 points as well, and when it came to point 3, they saw some clutch plays from Prophet and sealed the fate of the match by winning the point. The second match of the day was the highly anticipated one, the Houston Outlaws and the Philadelphia Fusion. The Outlaws kicked off the match with a nearly flawless attack run, with their side only experiencing 1 death in the whole round. The Fusion came right back at the Outlaws, however, and they finished their attack run successfully as well. The game went into extra rounds, and the Outlaws ended victorious. The first Control map of the night featured a lot of back and forth, but it was the Control map for this match that became a real game of cat and mouse. Point A switched teams 6 times, but ended in the Outlaws' possession. Point B on the map also went to the Outlaws, but not without some resistance from the Fusion, notably Shadowburn as Farah. The match had started to appear like another Outlaw steamroll, but at Hollywood the tides began to change. On the Outlaws' attack run, the Fusion pulled out an unstoppable defense thanks to some help from Carpe's Tracer and held Houston to only 1 point. Houston didn't make the Fusion attack easy, but with the advantage from the previous round, Philadelphia managed to take the map and start its course for a potential reverse sweep. Route 66 was a map that definitely will remain in the back of the Outlaws' minds for some time, as it was a map of pure weakness from their point, something we haven't seen yet on Stage 2. The Fusion dominated the Outlaw, keeping them from grabbing a single point on their attack run. Philadelphia tied the game up in their attack, overcoming the desperate defense being put up by the Outlaws. Map 5 was another Control map, this time on Alias. This map was a blast of aggression from both teams, and it was an explosive fight to the very end. The Fusion took point A, and the Outlaws took point B, leaving the determination of the winner up to the final round. After a lot of back and forth, the Fusion took point C and upset the Outlaws' winning streak thus far in Stage 2. Notable performances in this map included Neptuno on Lucio, Muma on Winston, and of course Shadowburn on Genji. The final match of the night was an East Coast rumble between the New York Excelsior and the Boston Uprising. The first fight took place on Hanamura and saw the emergence of the 2 MVP players of the match, the New York Excelsior's Libero and JJonak. Libero came out with a strong Soldier 76 and Hanzo, with JJonak seemingly invincible on Zenyatta. These performances, added with great teamwork on the Excelsior's part, earned their team a map win. Nepal was the location for this match's Control map, and here we saw some growing strength from the Uprising. Both points A and B saw some great tussling between the teams, with each side gaining a point apiece. When it came down to point C, however, the Excelsior had that extra edge that allowed them to take the map. Kings Row saw more great performances from the Excelsior's Libero. He was shining as Farah and raining justice throughout the map. The Excelsior had a successful attack run, taking all 3 points. When it came to the Uprising's attack, they were able to take the first 2 points. Then, when it came to the third, a huge battle between the teams commenced, ending in a subsequent loss for the Uprising, both in the map and the match overall. The final map of the night took place on Gibraltar, and with it came a sweeping of the Boston Uprising. The Excelsior went on attack first, managing to get all 3 points, and with their success came the crushing defeat of their opponent. The Uprising were able to get a single point on their attack run, and lost the match to the Excelsior 4-0. Thanks for joining us for another Gamehouse Overwatch League recap. We've got 2 more games coming this week, so be sure to come back and find out what happened. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. From our house to yours, keep it here at the Game House for all your sports and esports needs.